I will probably put any of those tips and donations back into the channel. So it will help me grow and develop more, which means I can offer y'all more. I don't get compensated on YouTube, at least not yet. And the only way I make money from this is if you book with me or you donate. So I really appreciate you caring if you are able to. If not, just simply hitting the like button or sharing or commenting. Transformation card. Transformation is the soul's evolution, and that came out right above, of course, Judgment in reverse. With the Strength card, your inner strength is boundless. Unleash it. You're stronger than you think during this transition. And again, this could be applied to the other groups of you that are in a little bit more secure place in life and you're experiencing this. Sometimes we also get tested to see if we can forgive ourselves and others. And this takes strength. And it can be a whole other level of tower moments. I mean, as we evolve, our tests get more intriguing, I have noticed. You know how we stop repeating tests? We start paying attention to the cycles and choosing to do something differently. Yeah, and then I pull the peace card. Find inner peace in moments of stillness. So again, meditation can really help you find your strength. It can transform your awareness of the world, help you also through transformations, spiritual awakenings, hard situations. You know, if you don't feel safe in your outer environment, it really can devastate your inner environment. But when you've mastered your inner environment, any outer environment will feel safe. Does that make sense? Bravery. It was in reverse, and I don't usually read these in reverse, but I'll take it in reverse. Bravery. Face the unknown with bravery. Trust your steps. Again, trusting the divine again. Even if it feels stupid, just try. Just try listening to your intuition. And we've talked about this in other readings collective where your intuition is going to be soft and quiet and it's going to come up once. You're going to feel it either in your solar plexus or your heart chakra. Okay, so either around your belly button or your chest, right? If you're thinking, pay attention to your body when you're making decisions. It's part of our intuitive processing, right? It's connected also to our energetic field, our chakra energetic systems, right? So I would definitely say, as some advice from Spirit, to work on your lower chakras with this particular reading. So your root chakra, which is your physical security, your sacral chakra, which is your emotional security, and your solar chakra, which is your mental security, right? Because your confidence usually comes from your beliefs about yourself, and the sacral, the yellow chakra in your belly button, covers your confidence, right? And your awareness. Your sacral is about your emotional conditioning. It's about your wounds. It's also about your sexuality and also how you create. So we go back into speaking on more transformative energies, how to transmute energy by creating. That's very sacral chakra, and that's going to be around the pelvis or sexual organs, and that's going to be an orange color, right? And your root chakra is your physical security. And while it's good, some people tend to only focus on the root chakra, which can actually throw the other chakras out of balance, right? If you're only focused on the material, you're only focused on the here and now in this realm, and you're neglecting the spiritual realm, because again, these chakras and having the absence of the other chakras could also represent an imbalance in needing to connect with your intuition, with speaking your voice, with clearing the mind and the consciousness, connecting to source, trusting your intuition, your third eye. So for some of you, it's the opposite, right? And those of you that are in balance and in harmony, well, just keep your practices. I'm sure you know that. Don't let other people keep you from doing what you know keeps you balanced. For those of you that are in a different situation in life where you are more of the giver than the receiver, definitely remember and pay attention to your body, how it feels. Like if you find that whenever you are around somebody, or you talk to somebody, or you engage, or even when you think of somebody, your body will tell you how you really feel. And as a psychic medium empath, I receive information through my body, and I didn't realize I did this until many, many, many years into my life. Okay? So it can take practice to observe it. And when you practice mindfulness, it makes these kinds of factors easier to integrate into your lifestyle. Okay? So it does begin with mindfulness. Being aware of what you're feeling and being able to not judge it and move through it. Right? That's where it starts. And you can connect to your intuition through meditation. So pay attention to the way you feel. If you get really tense in your shoulders, that means that someone is causing you a lot of stress. It's making you tense up. If you're feeling sick to your stomach, you're feeling a lot of guilt or remorse about something that you need to address. And then I pull the support card. Seek support. You don't have to bear everything alone. This card always reminds me of the Ten of Wands, and it has a wolf pack on it, okay? So for some of you, you are seeking support, and if you feel like you can't gain it because you don't have your family's support, you have to find ways to support yourself, and sometimes that's part of the karmic lesson the divine put you through. And yeah, it sucks. But it makes you a very strong person. Remember, we have strength over here. When you have to face your fears instead of just keep continuing cycles, being in the devil energy, right? The toxic energy. When you actually are forced to face your fears, or you finally had enough, you can ask for support. From the sometimes it takes people outside of the ones we know to actually be able to help us. That's for some. For others of you, those that are on the opposite side of the spectrum, remember that you deserve support too. And collective, it's important to remember that when you vent about somebody, you are projecting negative energy, whether you deserve to release or not. Whatever you say, whatever energy is expressed through your emotions, it's got to go somewhere. If you are an alchemist, you know how to transmute your emotions like that. And nothing will affect you eventually to a devastating degree if you have struggled with this. Some of you have had to find ways to only support yourself because nobody else has supported you. And that sucks, man. I know how that goes. But you know what? You get to such a state of independence when you get to that point where nothing can knock you off your path. And then you start to realize what's truly important to you. And you start to live your own dharma if you have overcome your karma. Okay? But just remember that even though sometimes we can channel too much and knock ourselves out of balance, even if we are in a better position, because we're focusing too much on work or career versus the support we have around us or the support we offer others. So for some of you, it could be about maybe this is a different group that are on the other side of the spectrum of being in the position of giving, being generous. Again, Six of Pentacles can represent that. Remember to not use your position of power over others who are suffering and need support. If it's not a situation where somebody has recently continuously crossed your boundaries and they just genuinely, maybe they just need a referral for a job application. And even if you, just for an example, right? Even if you know this person doesn't have the best record of keeping a job, but your gut is telling you to give them that referral, trust your gut, because it could be the divine guiding you, and that for all you know, that one act of kindness could help that person overcome their tower moments. Hell, when you're in a position of lack, any bit of support means the absolute world. And sometimes that is how the divine humble people in their karmic cycles, is by realizing what is really valuable. And again, having a gratitude practice can really help you establish that. And I just pulled the Discovery Oracle. Discover the treasures within, follow your passion. And for some of you, you are with the Knight of Wands. Some of you have recently overcome this cycle. This is the other group in the reading. I'm sensing about 3 or 4. Some of you are this Knight of Wands where you've already started your spiritual path, or your new beginning, your new adventure, a new relationship possibly, and you're figuring out how to integrate all this that you've learned. And you're looking back at your wounds, but you've overcome them. And now it's about higher learning, because the Knight of Wands is also represented by Sagittarius. So we have a lot of Jupiterian energy in this reading again, kind of like the June Oracle I mentioned earlier, which again, I'll link at the end of this video. Jupiter is about expansion and higher learning. Long distance travel for some of you. Some of you are not going to be able to travel, whatever position you're in, until you deal with balancing some kind of relationship in your life. For some of you. Some of you, it's about how you engage in relations with others, what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel insecure. Some of you, it's about correcting karma. Some of you, it's about exuding karma. And for some of you, it is about just getting through hard times. And with the Magician card here, we are reminded that when you are able to focus on what you want to focus on and remember, and through gratitude practices, gratitude really does breed gratitude. So it's not about toxic positivity, okay? People get that twisted a lot. It's about when you retrain your brain, right? You learn how to see the blessings in everything. You learn to be more grateful, and then you start to notice more things you're grateful for, and then you start to see more wonderful things happen, because you start attracting that energy because you are feeling it within yourself. Again, whatever we feel inside is energetically pushed outside of us. And when you're able to master the 3D with the 5D, as my business tagline states, from the mystical to the mundane, and integrate like the Temperance card here does, you're able to become the master of the self. You're able to be generous with others and know that no matter what you do or who you are generous to, you're never going to be knocked off your path. And that can apply to everyone. I think that's where we're going to leave the bulk of the reading. I think I would like to do one oracle card and do a psychic reading on it.